Hi guys, and welcome to my channel where we discuss building a bridge between your business ideas and a successful business. If you are new, welcome. I am Tiana. And if you are returning, then welcome back and thanks for all your love and continued support. So guys, on today's episode, I'll pretty much just be discussing how to grow your brand on LinkedIn. Whether this is your personal brand or your business brand, all of these methods will still help. Guys, this is literally the playbook for growing on LinkedIn. Guys, I have been doing this for pretty much the past week, and I have been implementing those strategies that I have learned through my social media certification courses, and y'all, I have been seeing the results. I have been connecting with some of the top level executives in my industry and also some of the top-notch marketers since I am in the marketing industry. So guys, if you guys are interested in learning how I did that and how I even increased the views on my page and increased my connections with tons of more people, then stay tuned guys, and do not forget to like this video and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to be notified whenever I post. So guys, without further ado, y'all, let's get straight into the video. So guys, I'm gonna get straight into it, y'all. Okay, so I have 8 steps that I took. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you really have to be patient. I started seeing results within the first couple of days, but y'all, this is a process. This is building a relationship, and building a relationship does not happen overnight. So you really just want to be patient and wait until the opportunity approaches to make the ask. You never want to just start asking from the jump. You want to make sure that that relationship is built so that they naturally want to help you instead of them feeling like you are annoying for constantly asking them for things. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into those 8 steps. So guys, the first step is to know your audience. And so this is so important because you really want to know what to post, when to post, what events to go to, and just how really to engage the audience, how to really get people to begin to engage with your content and even increase your views on your page. So guys, if you don't already know your audience, that is fine. When I started off, guys, listen, like I said before, I slam-bammed my LinkedIn account. It was a hot mess, and honestly, I have not went on there for like a year. So when I definitely had to go back in, I had to unconnect with some of those people that I wasn't strategic about making those connections with and create an ideal audience and start to attract them. So guys, what I did was I created 3 personas of my target audience. And so what a persona is pretty much the demographics and psychographics of your ideal audience. So guys, for me, I focused on 3 levels of personas. The first was I wanted to connect with people that was where I was. So that meant I was connecting with other marketing students because I am a marketing student and I am interested in growing in the marketing industry. And connecting with people that is on my level was so important because number one, they'll naturally want to support you because they are currently going through the same situations. It really does help you to build community because you guys, as one person is growing, then you can begin to share some of that knowledge with them and they begin to grow, and as they begin to grow, they'll begin to share knowledge with you, and that is really a long-lasting connection. And also, you don't even have to go out your way to try to impress them with some of that industry jargon because they don't even know it either. So you can really just be yourself and be more comfortable with communicating with them. And also, I noticed too that those marketing students are really the ones who engage with my posts the most. It really helps to promote my LinkedIn profile. So really connecting with people on your level because they are really the most supportive. So guys, my second level of persona was that I wanted to make sure that I was connecting with people who had an impact on the decision maker. So guys, that meant that I was connecting with middle level management and also just regular old employees, depending on if the decision maker was just not top level management, if it was first level management or whatnot. So guys, I thought that was so important because as you're building those connections with them, then they are more than likely willing to refer you to top level management, and that's that's also just another way that you can easily get through the door. Then guys, my third level of persona was I needed to connect with those top level executives, whether that is being a CEO or just an innovator in the industry. I wanted to connect with those people. Why? Because I have a lot to learn about the marketing industry, and I wanted to soak it all in. A lot of times on LinkedIn, you will see what those companies are doing in their marketing, in the marketing department, based off of what like the director of marketing is posting, and you want to be able to analyze those strategies before the regular public gets to it. Also, you really get to connect with CEOs and things like that. And when you connect with CEOs, they are typically more than likely on LinkedIn. Well, at least in my industry, they are posting books and events that they're going to, and that really just helps me to know what books I need to be reading to learn the same knowledge that they are absorbing, and also what events I need to be going to learn from them and connect with them. So guys, my second tip is to get to where those people are at. So guys, pretty much once you already know your target audience, you really want to start making a way for them to see you. So going to those events that they're at, and I know that it is COVID-19, so we should all be quarantined and social distancing, so there is not a lot of events still going on. But guys, there are still webinars, there are still virtual conferences, there are still so many things that you can be learning from these top level executives from. So what you really want to be doing is going to those events, seeing what they're talking about, seeing what you should be focused on the industry, what you should be talking about as well, and what you really need to be learning. So guys, my third tip is to post about that event. So guys, what I realized throughout my journey throughout this past week on LinkedIn is that the most engagement or even views that I got on my LinkedIn page, which by the way, my LinkedIn page has went up 117% within this past week in the amount of views that I'm receiving on my page. Pretty much what I did was I went to those events, and after going to those events, whether I met those individuals or not, I mentioned the speakers in my post about those events. So essentially, all you have to do is just say, hey, I went to this event, I found it really great, especially, and then start inserting their names. Insert only the people, be intentional guys, insert only the people names that you want to work with, or that you want to work for. There are tons of executives of Fortune 500 companies inside your industry, but you want to make sure that it's companies that you agree with values, and that you genuinely care about, and you genuinely don't mind working for them, working with them, and you really respect. Be intentional about those mentions, guys. So guys, that's what I did. I was very intentional about those mentions. I went back and I thought about the personalities and the corporate culture. I kind of researched the companies a little bit, and then I said, okay, these are the companies I'm willing to work with or work for. So I decided to go on and mention those executives. So guys, pretty much saying, hey, look, I learned from these executives. I'm really thankful that these, and then at them and say that these people came out and taught some of the industry knowledge. And then that's pretty much it. Add some hashtags as well. You never want to miss out on the hashtags, because that'll just get a little bit of extra attention to your page. So guys, at that point, there's one or two things that may happen. Number one, they may completely ignore you. Or number two, they will view your page, or they even may just engage with it and just like it. So if they are viewing your page or liking your content, what you want to do, that shows you that they are interested in you. They have some form of curiosity about you. So what you want to do at that point is my fourth tip. Go on LinkedIn right away. Once you see that they viewed your page, once you get notified that they liked your post, you have a 60-minute window. Do not even try to take 60 minutes exactly. You really want to focus on the first 30 minutes, right? Because you don't know if those people are going to log off, and you don't know if you would ever get to contact them again. Once you see that they have engaged with your page, engaged with your content, or even viewed your page, you want to immediately go and send them a request. Once you send them that request, all you want to do is once you send them that request, you want to add a message to it. When you add that message, you want to pretty much say, "Hi, I'm this person," add your title if you have one, and if you don't, pretty much say, "Hey, I'm aspiring to be in this exact industry with a title like yours," essentially, and then specify their title. Then go on to say things that you guys already have in common and ask. I typically do not do a rough ask. I do what I like to call a soft ask, where I say I was hoping to connect with you so that we can learn more, so that I can learn more about the industry. Typically, they really don't mind teaching you, or just pretty much anything like that. I don't directly ask like, "Hey, can you connect with me?" But yeah, so pretty much that's all you're going to do. Then, guys, you're going to go to the 5th tip, right? You're going to go ahead and you're going to start a conversation with them. Once they go ahead and they click that accept button, most of the time they will respond to you. Some people don't, but you also just have to be considerate. They may just be busy. But either way, if they do respond to you, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to start a conversation with them. That can literally talk about anything. Okay, well, not anything, but still be strategic. You always want to have strategy towards it. But you really just want to build that initial connection. So whether it is you messaging them back and talking about some of the work that they have done that you have really enjoyed, and why you wanted to connect with them again, and being more specific about that. Or even if it's just asking them questions like, "Hey, how did you get to this position? Hey, how did you what skill sets did you do to acquire these type of contracts?" Take some time to really allow them to talk about themselves. People love talking about themselves, so allow them to naturally engage in a conversation about themselves, and allow them to tell you their story. Once that conversation is done, you typically want to try to ask them for some resources. And so when I say some resources, I'm just pretty much asking them, "Hey, like, where did you learn this knowledge from? Do you recommend any books? Do you recommend any conferences or anything like that?" At the end of that conversation, you want to thank them for those resources. Then, guys, that brings me to my 6th tip. You want to give yourself 24 hours. I typically wait until the very next day. The reason why I wait until the very next day is because I don't want it just to be a one-day interaction. I want it to be elongated. I want it to last as long as possible, as far as just having genuine conversations. So I try to really just drag it out a little bit, so we're talking multiple days, so that they really have a better chance of remembering me. So that within that 24 hours, but on the next day, I would message them back and thank them again and tell them, "Hey, look, I have either purchased that resource. Hey, look, I have already began learning, and this is what I'm learning from that resource, and I'm really just grateful again for you sharing that resource with me." That is so important because, number one, that reminds them about you, but number two, that shows them that you are willing to learn and that you are a student. Once they begin to realize that you are a student, they are more than willing to continuously have conversations with you whenever they do have time. And that is so important because if you are trying to get that contract deal or really just continue to build those valuable connections, you want to know, how did these people get to become those Fortune 500 companies, or how do these directors get to become the directors of that specific department? What was their journey? And really understanding that and analyzing it, and really creating a roadmap for your own career from that. My 7th tip is really just to continuously engage with them. After those 2 conversations, what you want to do is you want to begin to, I typically recommend 3 people in your industry that you really want to work with or work for. But what you'll do is you'll just be consistently liking their posts and adding valuable comments to it. If you don't know anything about your industry, I mean, you're a complete newbie, what you want to do is when they post certain things, you want to go and you want to go and research what they're talking about, so that you can add valuable comment to their post. That would definitely just continuously get you looked at by them. And also, when they see your post, they're more than likely to like it. Whether you're a company or a personal brand, they will like your post, and that will really just bring even more brand awareness to your page. And honestly, people will recruit it, especially if you're trying to work for certain companies. At that point, when the top level, when a director of a company or any management of a company at all even begins to like your stuff, then their audience gets to see you, and people will begin to kind of start asking them questions about you, the more that they get familiar with you. So guys, finally, the point that you all have been waiting on, the opportunity approaches. At this point, you have already been strategic about building that initial relationship, and you have constantly been engaging with them so that they do not forget you or your business. So my 8th tip is that you want to go ahead and you want to message them once this opportunity approaches. And this conversation kind of looks like, hey, so I've been doing some research about this company and I really want to work with it, right? This is typically the company that they work for. And so what you want to say is, I'm really still curious, and I kind of want your perspective on their corporate culture. This is so important because typically when you're asking about a company's corporate culture, you want to know if their values align with yours and if you will be a great fit. But in case they do not catch that hint, you want to make sure that you emphasize your asking because you want to make sure that this company is a great fit for you, and you are a great fit for it, so that you can be an asset to the company. Emphasize asset, emphasize corporate culture, and emphasize being the best fit. Once you do that, they'll be more than willing to share that information with you. At the end of that conversation, you want to make sure that you're thanking them for all their knowledge, and that's when you come in with the ask. You want to ask, is there any connections that you can create to help you get that job? Is there anything that they can do to help you get that job? Honestly, guys, from my personal experience, I literally, before I even had to ask them for any connections, once they find out that I'm interested with that job, once I say, which you also need to emphasize that, hey, I'm the perfect fit for that company. I'm super excited to work for them. Once you say that, if they have any connections, they are more than willing to share it with you. Naturally, I don't even have to go into that final ask because these people already know me. They already know what I represent. They really do believe that I'm the best fit for that company as well. So they're more than likely to go ahead and connect you to that company, whether it is to work for them or work with them. And they are an amazing referral, or even if they're the decision maker, then you automatically get into the door. So guys, that is all of my tips. Those are all the things that I am using to grow my LinkedIn and really just grow my connections and be more intentional about developing those relationships with professionals in my industry. I hope that this content was valuable to you guys, and if you guys are using any other tips to grow your LinkedIn profile, go ahead and comment those down below so that we can all grow together. Also, guys, if you guys are interested in me creating any other content about LinkedIn, like what to post, because honestly, guys, I have learned so much even in this last week of what my audience is even resonating with as far as my content that I'm posting. So, guys, if you are interested in any of that, comment that down below, and I'll be more than happy to make those type of content for you. So, guys, without further ado, unfortunately, we have to go. But I do want to thank you guys for watching this video. And do not forget to like this video if you did enjoy this content. And subscribe and hit that notification bell when you do so. So, guys, bye. And I'll see you guys next time.